Great job, guys. And we're going to move on to our next presentation, which is Nudge. We have Eddie and Ahana, and you're representing the University of Arizona as your school. Headline is Meditation Meets Data, and your product is Nudge. It's a mobile app, and we look forward to hearing your presentation. The floor is yours.
Great. Like I said, my name is Eddie, and this is the Nudge app.
So how many of you have thought of finally going through that wanted social media detox, or not worry about your likes on your childhood throwback picture, but you just can't succeed? Well, we have a solution for you. Hi everyone, I'm Ahana, and this is our team, the Nudge app. So the concept, we are a platform that believes that mindfulness and meditation philosophy would be helpful in curbing your device usage. So our mission is to develop users' awareness towards device usage and to provide tools to curb behavior in real time. We've also focused on healthy exercises that promote mental well-being. And another thing that we really focus on is interaction with our physical environment. So the problem that we're facing is digital addiction. We have mental health problems, we have procrastination, we have cyberbullying, and all these are really relevant for our generation especially, and that's what we are targeted on. So according to statistics, 95% of the Americans own cell phone, and if we wanted this problem to be solved, so that's why we are looking at a technological solution to this problem, because we are fighting fire with fire, and the more audience we have, the more we could make sure that they can help everybody. So the goal is tech-life balance, which is using tech as a tool to engage with your environment and enrich your lives, not to take away from it. And the interviews. So we did a lot of interviews, and here are some of the things that we got to know about. Some of them said technology makes me lazy and codependent. Another of them said that I have many conversations with students about technology, and they feel they just can't live without it.
Okay, hi everybody. Like I said, my name's Eddie. So I just want to dive right into the platform. Just to break it down as simply as I can, we essentially have two main functionalities and kind of purposes with this. And one really is to bring awareness towards device usage. And two, we do that by providing quick, easy, and satisfying brain healthy exercises. So to dive into the features here, this is the onboarding screen where you are prompted to sign up or log in. Here's just a quick breakdown of the features. And here you can see just a little mock-up of restrictions. So you're able to limit yourself from using your phone. You can do temporary lockouts. You can look at your device usage. You can even compare it with other people that you know. And then another feature of the app is to have mindfulness or progress reports. Essentially, they tell you, how many mindfulness exercises you've done this week, how your device usage has changed, kind of allowing the user to really get an understanding on how they're progressing through their goals here. So here is an example of some of the exercises that we thought about including. So here you have a simple breathing exercise. Here you have a simple body scan exercise. Here's just a little illustration of what that exercise would look like. So for the breathing one, the circles would expand, you breathe in, and then they contract and you breathe out. So this is something that we currently are seeing in apps right now. So it's not entirely new, and it's kind of where we drew our inspiration from. And here I'd like to talk a little bit about the nudges. So this is what we feel is kind of like the main feature of our app, or really what we think would provide the most benefit here. So to put it simply, they're essentially just gentle notifications that notify the user when they're using a specific app, and prompt them essentially to either do a mindfulness exercise. They can silence their phone, they can just say no and exit out of it, or they can exit out of the app entirely. So here the example, it says, look, looks like you've been on Facebook for 30 minutes. Would you like to take a break? So you can click the mindfulness exercise. And if you did click the mindfulness exercise, you get this little pop-up window that shows the exercises that you've seen before alongside some others that we've included. Here you can see that you also have the option to add any app that you want to include or for it to nudge you on. You can set the time of the nudge, every 30 minutes. So let's say you're on the email app for 30 minutes, you get this little notification. So I'll go back here and it says again, hey, like you've been on your email for a little bit, like, would you like to take a break? So I think the purpose with this is we didn't want it to feel like it was super aggressive or forceful really in any way. We wanted this to feel like an app that was working in the background, something that you didn't really have to pay attention to, but it would be there when you actually really needed it. When you've been on Instagram for 3 hours straight and you don't even realize it, and then this thing pops up and tells you, hey, it's been this long, and you're like, oh, well, actually I should maybe take a step back and do something else. And also another thing I would also like to talk about is this geolocation. So this is another neat feature that we thought about implementing, and essentially all it is it allows the app to know if you are within the proximity of a specific location. So let's say you're at a restaurant and the app notices that you've been using your phone at a restaurant. It says, hey, it looks like you're at a restaurant. Would you like to put your phone down and just enjoy your meal or talk to the people around you?
Hi, everyone. I'm Alana Allen. I'm also working on Nudge. So these are a few of our competitors, just because they're in the same industry as us and they focus on the same aspects we included in our Nudge app. We saw their features in the market as features people wanted and they had demand for. So we decided to incorporate a little bit of each app and make our app something similar but yet unique. So you're probably thinking, if we have all of these existing apps, why are we making another one? Well, essentially, it's eyeballs. There's a race for attention because everyone with a platform wants people to see their content, and this is a fun and interactive way to do so. Using this need for attention, we can use technology to introduce something good and move users to live in the now. There's a trend between mindfulness and mental health with productivity apps. Mindfulness increases almost 15% yearly, along with an increasing amount of science dedicated to it. Social awareness of it is also rising. People are also using productivity apps more as well, and there was a 135% increase of usage of these apps in 2018. So who is this for? Well, anyone really can use this app, and anyone who has a device and believes they dedicate too much time to their social media. If you're interested in meditation and mindfulness, if you're aware of your mental health standing, but also it's for anyone.
Okay, so I'd like to highlight a little bit of the next steps here and kind of what we've identified that is necessary for us to really move this product forward. So first is capital, obviously. So this number here, it's a rough estimate of what we believe would cost to develop an actual working prototype. And the goal here really is to develop this prototype, launch it out to a few of our friends, a few people that we know, and then, get some information on how they've been using it, gather that data, gather the working prototype, and then take it to investors to actually be able to present a compelling pitch. So next is engineering. So neither of us are engineers. So this is a rough estimate. And I think after listening to Harry here, it seems like this probably could definitely be sped up a lot faster. But to be honest, engineering and coding, this is something that our team is currently in need of. So here's a quick little launch strategy. So our plan initially is to roll out in a small and kind of tech savvy region. We don't want to do a full blown out launch right away. So we want to have our working prototype and we want to launch it in small kind of controlled types of stages in order for us to really isolate how users are using this, not spread ourselves too thin right away, and really hone in on what features of this app people actually are using and really care about. So monetizing, so we thought about, how we can make money off this. So we were thinking about having a subscription model. It could include a larger selection of exercises, curated challenges, and even potentially coaching sessions.
So here are some of the milestones that we thought, and here the KPIs for success. We thought if we could get 5K downloads within 6 months of launch, we would think that this is successful. also 30-day retention rate of 42% of our users, and 55 to 60% of our users, if they're daily active users, then we would feel that yes, we are on the right track.
Just very quickly, because I know we're running out of time here, but scaling. So like I said, we're thinking about a controlled rollout in regions, bit by bit, testing and developing as we go along, and also with a focus on using neurological scientific literature to really guide our exercises to be able to provide the most amount of benefit. So here's the team, here's me. And I have led the design for this as well as strategy.
Oh, great. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. You
We've
finish
been
up.
focusing on the mental aspect of it. So with my major in biomedical sciences, I've been looking at the neurological approach and just the analytics of it.
So I'm Ahana, and I'll be looking at the marketing and the community engagement.
Okay, and this is the final slide. So like I said, we are really in need of a developer, some person who can really help us spearhead the development, mentorship, grant funds, and the network that LookUp can offer. Thank you.
Great job, Team Nudge. Fantastic. And way to ask for resources. There's some tremendous talent in the room and a lot of great people.